Hi, I'm Trina Lane, and welcome to Standing in Grace. I want to ask you a question. How is your faith today? You know, there's more to becoming a child of God than saying a quick prayer. It's believing in and having faith in Jesus, but more than anything, it's a real relationship with Him. I want you to imagine a scene in where a little child runs into her mom's home office right in the middle of while her mom's having a Zoom meeting with the CEO of the company she works for. The child isn't worried about whether it's a problem that she's interrupted the meeting. Rather, all she cares about is wanting to spend time with her mom. So when the child first enters her mom's office, she's trusting that her mom won't scold her and tell her to leave, but instead will welcome her in. Well, sure enough, the mom does just that. She quickly signs off from the meeting she's in, motions the child to come in, and the little girl runs to her mom, climbs up on her lap with her coloring book in hand, and the mom breaks out the crayons from the desk drawer. This scene that I've described is an exact example of how we as children of God are to have a real relationship with Jesus. Matthew 18 verses 1 through 4 says, "At that time the disciples came to Jesus saying, 'Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?' And calling to him a child, Jesus put him in the midst of them and said, 'Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.'" Over the years, I have often read those verses not quite understanding what Jesus meant when he told his disciples that they must become like children to enter the kingdom of God. But in a recent Bible study that I was doing, God showed me what he means in those verses, and I wanted to share it with you. Jesus is saying to his disciples that they cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven without being humble and believing in him with the simple faith that a child does. Those who are humble will be great in his kingdom. Children from a healthy home, and I want to interject here that I know not all children come from a healthy home, so I'm not talking about all children, but I am talking about children who come from a healthy home. They have not experienced the world yet. They've not had to worry about grown-up problems. They're not bogged down with cares of the world, and so their life is pretty much uncomplicated. They're humble in their ways, simple in their mindset, because they haven't been influenced or tainted by the world. If they have a toy, most times they're going to share it with you, and if you ask for a bite of their sandwich, they'll likely give it to you. They just believe what they're told. They don't second-guess anything, and their thought process is simply, the grass is green, the water is blue, whatever you say, I'll believe you. In a healthy home, a child can come to their parent with no fear of being rejected. They know that they can ask their parent for anything that they want. Maybe they need advice or comfort because they've been hurt. Maybe they're worried or afraid, or maybe they just want a listening ear. Whatever the case may be, that child has faith in, and they depend on their parent to take care of whatever it is that they need, having full confidence that they can boldly ask for anything, knowing that the parent will listen to them, and even though they may not get what they've asked for, they know they're going to get what they need. It's simple faith in their parent. This is the exact kind of faith we are to have in Jesus. We are to have faith in who he is, what he's done for us on the cross, and what he will do for us because we belong to him, because we are his children. Because as a child of God, we know he will always do what is best for us, even when we don't understand it. So becoming like a child means trusting Jesus at his word, just like a little child trusts their parent and takes them at their word. To become a child of God is to have faith in Jesus alone. This faith encompasses everything from believing that he died, was buried, and 3 days later rose again, to believing in his love for us, having faith that we can boldly come to him anytime, any place, anywhere, without the fear of being rejected. It's believing he will hear us when we cry out to him, yet remaining steadfast in our faith in him, even when he gives us a different answer than the one we're looking for, because we know that he knows what's best for us. And this leads us to simply believing he will speak to us through his word, if we will just read it and be still and listen for him. Becoming like a child is simply believing he has a path for us to follow and that he will guide us if we follow his direction. It is having simple faith that he will meet every need, even when we don't see light at the end of the tunnel. And it's believing he will always be with us and He will never leave us. Jesus says becoming like a child is how we enter into the kingdom of heaven. It's having a simple faith in His amazing grace and in the love that He showed for us in the finished work of Jesus on the cross. It is simply trusting Him at His word. I hope you'll find encouragement in knowing you can run to Jesus today with your coloring book. He's never too busy for you. He's always ready to spend time with you. He has His crayons ready. You just have to go to Him believing it. Until next time, I'll be standing in His grace. I'm Trina Lane.